Hi everyone, this is Sabrina from Elite 300 team. Today we are going to do a house tour of 340 Pinehurst Drive. This is a unique, custom-built, one-of-a-kind, luxurious home in Southeast Oakville. You don't want to miss it. Now, may I please introduce Jay Grant, the owner of this beautiful home, to you. Hi Jay.
Sabrina.
Nice to see you. Yeah, this house has a lot of character and it's so unique. I really appreciate if you can tell us a little bit about the house.
My pleasure. We'll start outside here. The driveway itself is not a standard straight driveway. It's got a lot of character to it, with three pieces of granite from up north placed in the driveway, and then at the side is brick imported from Denmark. These bricks, the back patio is made out of that brick. And then the brick or the stonework here is the same stonework that's found on the fireplace at the back, as well as interior and the fireplaces inside. There's an exterior fireplace that has the same brick as well.
The flooring in this house was actually brought from a barn in South Carolina. It's two different hardwoods actually. One is black elm, the other is chestnut. It was milled and done here and then laid. The finish on it is 1 coat of stain, 3 coats of urethane. The finish lasts as long as any store-bought hardwood, but like anything else, in every 8 to 10 years it needs to be another coat of urethane. It's very easy to maintain and it doesn't show any dirt. We've loved it for those reasons. The kitchen the kitchen was designed specifically for this space and has poured concrete countertop that's as durable as granite, doesn't show any dirt, is again easy to maintain. The hood was done here. It's a copper hood made specifically for this house. The beams upstairs, the beams in the top of the kitchen, if you can see them, are also from the barn in South Carolina. And this piece was made by a craftsman and has the same top as well, the same black elm, and finished with a higher gloss. All the details in this house were painstakingly chosen, down to the smallest things, such as the butler's pantry. The countertop here is copper, same as the range hood. The tiles here are made by Moroccan potters and imported directly from Morocco. Each one's different, handmade. The sink itself is integrated into the countertop, made out of 1 piece of copper. One of the most impressive rooms in this house is the great room at this end, the family room. The stone here is from Northern Ontario, and the granite hearth, also from Northern Ontario, and picked specifically for here. It's too big to get in any other way, so they actually used a crane through the roof and put it in place. The same thing is in place in the basement as well. There's another actual larger stone there. The masons that put this in were given a very difficult task of putting the mortar so that it's recessed, so it looks like dry fit stone, and each piece was chosen individually and then chiseled by hand to make it fit so that it all looks like a dry fit wall. It all works together with the deck outside, which has a glass rail and Ipe hardwood top with a natural finish. Ipe is the hardest hardwood in the world. All it requires is putting 1 coat of sealer on it every few years. And the deck itself is flagstone, which is unusual for a deck that isn't on the ground. So everything is very, very well supported and gives it a feel like you're on the main floor while being on the second. The wall itself here is actually rounded, which is almost never done. Usually they make straight lines, but we actually had round walls. Throughout the house there's a very natural feel. All the elements are wood and stone. This bathroom is a very good example of that. Countertop is concrete. Then there's a piece of purple hardwood with a slope to it, and on top of that is the sink made out of burled elm. Part of an elm tree that's been hollowed out, and so this sink is actually natural. The second powder room on the main floor has a countertop made of reclaimed barnwood, and then the sink and the backsplash are both made by a local potter named Scott Barnum. He's world-renowned, and he made this specifically for this bathroom. So the sink and the backsplash have the motif that he uses in most of his pottery. And then the floor itself is made of red terracotta tile imported from Mexico. The master bathroom here again shows the uniqueness of the house. This vanity is actually a cabinet from an antique shop in China, imported here and then converted into a bathroom vanity. The top has an epoxy finish on it, which means it doesn't matter if it gets wet, so it's both practical and unique. This is the second floor master bedroom private deck. It has its own glass railing, and it's also the same Ife wood that is in the deck on the railing down below. Ife, as I said, is the hardest wood in the world, and it's very easy to maintain. Just requires oiling every 2 or 3 years. This second master or master retreat was an addition after the original build. It has many interesting features, not the least of which is the angles everywhere. All the doors are sliding, but this one hides a hidden room where the kids play. For us, we use it for the kids. We have kids single mattresses. You can fit 4 of them. We put 6 or 8 kids up here for sleepovers all the time, and it's hidden away. There are a number of elements in this basement that are very old. This door itself came from a church that was being torn down in Hamilton. It's over 100 years old. It has iron hinges, the original iron hinges, and hardware. One of the most significant or important pieces in the house is the bathtub, which was reclaimed from the last house on the Underground Railroad in Hamilton. I'm not actually sure if it was Hamilton or Windsor, but one of those two. Do you know what the Underground Railroad is? Probably not. It's where all the blacks were running away from the US, and they were hidden from house to house. They called it the Underground Railroad, and they moved them from the US where they were slaves to Canada. So the last house is where they brought them all, and then from there they went. It is actually a really important house, but the bathtub's kind of irrelevant.